Three, two, one. Hello, buddies and friends. Happy Wednesday. You're watching Medley with Maddie, and this is Decrypting Movies episode, and it's episode number 33. So, in this episode, we're gonna talk about a very interesting and intriguing movie called Annihilation. It's available on Netflix, and it's about 2 hours, and it's a interesting science fiction thriller. I wouldn't say it's a thriller. I think it's a kind of mix of drama and suspense. So it's a science fiction drama suspense. That's the right. Yeah. So before I'll talk about the movie, I'll just play the trailer. Yes, you can see the trailer. A second. Oh, it's kind of. Let me just. Okay. I'm not able to bring up the trailer, so I'll just resort back to the background and the cover. Yes. So yeah, let's talk about the story. The reason I said it's an intriguing film is because it has a beautiful concept. So Earth is basically hit by a meteor, and it attacks a lighthouse, in the American continent, and basically it starts growing. What do you say? Shimmer. Basically they call it shimmer because it's shining light, and it's growing bigger and bigger as every day proceeds. So it's like 3 months, and it has grown to the size of a huge town. And the government has formed a committee, and they have sent the military and a lot of groups in, but nobody has returned. And we are basically the what do you say? So we see everything from the perspective of I think she's a veteran, but she's also an expert in biology. And yeah, her name is Lena. So Lena is our protagonist, and she has a husband. So he's from the military. He's in the military, and he's going to a suicide mission. Okay, but he didn't tell her. So 3 months back, he went on this mission, but he is not returning, and she's very sad. So the very first scene, she explains about cancer. She explains to the class about cancer, and then when she returns home, her husband comes back, and he's kind of very silent. He doesn't talk much, and she's like, "Why did you?" She basically thought that he went on a suicide mission, or he went away. But then he doesn't talk, and suddenly he is having this kind of medical condition, and he basically collapses. And when he's taken to hospital, the military and the government barges in all of a sudden and takes them both. And then that's how we come to know that Earth is hit by a meteor, and it's this shimmer light, and this ball is going bigger and bigger every day. And it has been 3 months. It has swallowed up a whole town. And is her husband was one of the group that went inside the shimmer, but nobody else came back except her husband. So but then now that he came back and went to see the wife, Lena, and he collapsed, so he is into coma now. And then we come to know about this shimmer, what's inside. So they are basically trying to study what is this meteor doing to this Earth and that particular space, and why people who went in are not able to come. So until then, they have sent only groups of men. So this is the first time they are gonna send a group of 4 women. Lena volunteers that I can also join. So Dr. Vanessa is the one who's like organizing this committee group. So she's also going in, and he gets permission with Dr. Vanessa, and so the group of five women go into the shimmer light. So that's how that's when the story actually starts. And until then, it's kind of slow moving, and it establishes this concept, right? So it is hit by a meteor and it's growing bigger, and it's like suspense, what's inside, whether an alien is there, or any kind of life is there, why people who are going into it cannot return. And the only person who has returned is Kane, and he's in coma now. So that's her husband, Lena. So she wants answers, so she's volunteering to go inside and find out what happened to his husband, or is there any cure we can bring from inside the shimmer. Hi Muthukumar, I'm just seeing a Michelle. Yeah, so this group of five women goes inside, and the very entry itself is kind of suspense. So they enter the shimmer, or that particular growing space, and they completely lose memory. Suddenly they get up one day, and they realize that 4 days have passed since they entered, and they have no memory of what happened in those 4 days. And they are they are not even able to know where exactly they are. So inside the shimmer, there is the the magnetic instruments or any electrical instrument does not work. And it's basically from there the story starts, and they are trying to gauge what is happening. What is this alien life form doing? Basically, they are suspecting this meteor has brought some alien life form, and that's what is responsible for this mystery. And every day they study that, it's a lot of drastic changes in the environment. It's breathable, it's still earth, but they can feel the difference everywhere. So the flowers are like, different. They recognize the flowers that it's one of the species, but it's completely different, and it's like it emulates different species of flowers. So they study all these things, and then they encounter a alligator, a crocodile, a huge crocodile. But then when they kill it, they find that its teeth are like jaws, basically jaws of a shark, and it's kind of unbelievable for them. And then they encounter a bear, which is kind of invisible. It has those invisible powers. And then there's a deer which has, which what do you call it, horns are like branches of a tree, and it has flowers on its horns, and some beautiful things also, but a lot of mysteries. So they are like having their so it's kind of a psychology problem as well. So they are getting afraid, and they see, as you see in my background, they see these statues of basically what looks like people, but they are basically plants. So initially we do not know, but actually they are people who converted or transformed or transmuted into plants. And at one point of time, they realized that this alien life form, this whole shimmer is like a prism. So in prism, when light enters, you can actually see that it's refracted, and we get a visible spectrum with different colors, and it's exactly like that. So this shimmer, if you are part of it, your DNA is going to be refracted, and you are also going to be transmuted into something. Oh, it's like Under the Dome web series. I haven't seen that. I need to check it. So it's basically this whole shimmer, that space, growing space, is like a prism refracting DNA of different species. So that's why we saw an alligator with jaws of a shark, and then flowers which are looking like a combination of multiple species, and then a deer with horns that looks like a plant with flowers. So a lot of things, and these people are nothing but people who turned into plant people. So it's a very famous term after this movie came out, plant people. And yeah, so they understand that everybody is scientist in one field or other. So they try to they finally realize and recognize that it's kind of, this life form is not good, not bad, but it's trying to mix up thing, and it's trying to create its own environment where the possibilities are endless, right? So imagine what you can do. So if there are like 3 DNAs and if you mix it up, there's going to be a lot of combination. And in this earth we have so many species, plants, animals, insects, and when all their DNAs gets refracted and then it kinds of transmutes, you never know what's going to happen. So there is one scene where this bear, invisible bear, it looks very ugly and monstrous, and so one of the ladies gets killed by this bear, and the bear next night comes to attack the other woman, and when it screams or roars, we hear the cry of the other lady who died yesterday, and it's like so disturbing. So suddenly it turns into horror movie. So it was mystery suspense until then, and that particular scene was very horrifying, and it was like a bear screaming and you get a lady voice from the scream. That's kind of nightmare kind of stuff. And yes, so finally the logical conclusion, the doctor and the protagonist Lena, she's not a doctor, but as I said, she's a veteran. So both of them agree that we need to get to the lighthouse, because lighthouse is where it all started. The meteor came and hit the lighthouse. So they go there and try to understand what exactly is this life form, alien life form, and what it is trying to do. And it's one of the beautiful climax I have ever seen. You should watch it. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's a wonderful climax, and somehow they end up destroying the lighthouse. Basically they fire up, lit up the whole lighthouse, and the whole environment collapses. The environment created by that alien life form from the meteor collapses. And when she comes out, she realizes something shocking, but she knows. So is the whole story. I've not told you the complete story and all the plots that is involved in this movie, but I've told you enough to make it engaging, so you should watch it. And the reason why it is a great film, I don't know why it's rated below 7, but I felt it's a very good film because the symbolism employed in this film is so colossal. And as I said, the very first scene of the protagonist is she explaining about cancer, and the whole movie is about cancer. So in cancer, what happens? So one cell gets tainted, and the bad cells spread around the body, and basically it destroys you. So it's about this malignant tumor that is spreading across different parts of the body. So in this case, Earth is the healthy body, and that meteor which comes from the space and hits the lighthouse is the bad, tumor or something. And then it's kind of spreading. That shimmer is spreading, right? So that's the symbolism of cancer cell spreading across healthy cells. So in this concept, they have not shown that they have shown it in a very horrific manner, like it's mixing up DNA and creating species completely out of imagination, and it's very harmful to humans. But the idea that it symbolizes is basically a cancer spreading through a healthy body across healthy cells. And if you see the relationship of Lena with her husband, and a lot of factors. So her relationship, the husband and wife relationship is also like a cancer. So initially they loved each other and they were having they were affectionate, but then over the course of the movie we realized that basically the husband was cheating the wife, and the wife was also cheating the husband. So it's kind of it symbolizes cancer in a lot of minute aspects that you may not realize it when you watch it first time, or if you watch it maybe twice or thrice, you'll understand. Actually, I was having I didn't know about that the cancer symbolized in this way, but when I read about it, it was really fascinating. So that's why I think you should watch it at least twice or thrice, and that's why it makes a very good film. So they haven't gone with a thriller, approach where every scene is like thrilling in the one which comes before it. But here the mystery, the music, the BGM, and then the character development and the flashback scenes. So it's like it is not revealed in a single go. So over the course of the movie, we see the timelines differ. We get to the past of Lena, what happened between her and her husband, and a lot of things. So it has all the filmmaking aspects, and especially symbolism. Symbolism is one of the critical and most popular techniques. So if your movie has a symbolism, it's going to be a great film. and it's difficult to achieve also, and especially concept of cancer being portrayed in a science fiction movie where meteor comes and hits Earth and it's spreading like shimmer, and it's not destroying, it's transmuting the whole environment, and it mixes up the DNA. So it's a very intriguing concept, and tying up with cancer and making it very suspenseful. I think that's why it makes a great film, and I really liked the film, and I want to watch it again. It's been like 1 month, I guess, but I still remember the story because of this unique concept. So I would definitely like to watch this movie again. Obviously, performances, Oscar Isaac is famous now because he's the superhero Moon Knight, but Natalie Portman is the actual protagonist in this movie. So if you're a fan of Oscar Isaac, you can still watch it because he's there in not most of the scenes, but some scenes. And yeah, Natalie Portman has played the character brilliantly. And even if you see the other four supporting characters, the different scientists group of women who go into the shimmer, they have also played a very good part, and it's a complete movie where every aspect of filmmaking is kind of fulfilled, direction, writing, and cast, performance, BGM, and then everything. So that's why I like it. Definitely watch. You can watch it more than twice, I would say. Yes, and I have never heard about this Under the Dome web series, so I should check this out because I like this concept, Annihilation. So definitely I should be liking the Under the Dome series. Yes, thank you, Kumar. You are suggesting a lot of series and movies. I watched, what is that movie? Mayavan. I watched Mayavan last week. I think Saturday or Sunday, and yes, I liked it because the concept is good. There is some Hollywoodistic concept, but it's dubbing basically. They have dubbed the main hero's voice, leading actor's voice. So those are all drawbacks, but the concept in general is a very good concept, and it's like way advanced and far reached for a movie in Tamil. And yes, it's good. If you have such some movies, please do recommend. I like watching such kind of science fiction movies. And yes, I'm watching Dr. Stone regularly. It's very interesting, and it's like addictive also. You tend to go to the next episode without thinking. And yes, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this Decrypting Movies episode number 33, Annihilation. Sorry that I couldn't show you the trailer. I had some issues, but you can watch it on YouTube. The link is below, and it's available on Netflix. It's 2 hours. It's very short, and it's kind of mystery suspense. So you need some patience. Not what do you say? Sitting in the seat for 2 hours kind of patient, but some scenes, but other scenes are like damn thrilling, and honestly, especially the visualization and cinematography. I forgot about cinematography for a movie like this, talking about cancer and alien life, meteor hitting the earth and creating an environment where this DNA gets transmuted. Cinematography should be like benchmark, and it has been, and the visuals are stunning, especially when this scene where you see plant people. It was kind of mind-blowing, and it's a thin line, it's beautiful as well as nightmarish. So it's a very thin line. The whole movie rides on this thin line, showing the possibilities of DNA transmutation. Either thing cannot happen. You can see a monster as well as a beautiful deer with flowers on his heads. So it's going to be a very tricky thing. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do watch it. It's available on Netflix, and I'll keep continuing this series. Probably I will talk about some anime series also. And yes, see you until the next episode. You're watching Medley with Maddie. I'm Maddie Dawson. Bye bye.